Okay, so we are first going to start on the water that I am preparing for our Cajun crawfish. I have water in here along with red onion and a stick of butter. I'm going to add Old Bay, Cajun seasoning, a can of Rotel, and the chicken powder again because I don't have any chicken stock or bouillon. So we'll let that water get to rumbling, and then we will come back when we are putting in our crawfish. I have about 3 tablespoons of butter in my wok that is melting. This is where I will prepare my mussels and lemon garlic butter. I will first put in 1 small chopped red onion along with the crushed red pepper, the chili powder, the black pepper, my minced garlic, and my pink Himalayan salt. I'll cook the onions down until they're soft. Once that is complete, I will then add in my dry white wine, which I specifically have Chardonnay. I will let it reduce about 2/3, and then I will add in my heavy whipping cream. I will let all of that simmer together for probably about 3 to 5 minutes. Then I'll add in my mussels. So I'll come back when I have all that goodness in that wok, preparing to receive the mussels. I figured I'd show you a little bit of this process as I'm preparing the cream for my mussels. So my water with my onions and my butter has begun to boil. And again, this part, remember, is going to be for my Cajun crawfish. So I am now adding in a can of Rotel, my Cajun seasoning, Old Bay seasoning, and a nice heaping teaspoon of the chicken powder. And we're going to give that a little stir around. We're going to go on and put a top on that and let that simmer for a few minutes. Here I have my shrimp with the shells on, in which I'm going to make my buttery broiled shrimp. Those shrimp are going to go on this sheet pan, and I will season them with Cajun seasoning, paprika, Italian seasoning, cayenne pepper, Worcestershire sauce, garlic powder. Once they're completely seasoned, then I'll put pats of butter on top. I'll then stick it in the oven at 375. Okay, my shrimp are laid out, and so now I will begin seasoning. First, I'm going to add my Cajun seasoning, my paprika, my cayenne pepper, my Italian seasoning, my garlic powder, and my Worcestershire. Hate the way Worcestershire pours out. Now I'm adding in, on top rather, my pieces of butter. Alrighty, that is going to be good. So off to the oven it goes. Okay, so my onions and garlic and all that have cooked. The onions have gotten real soft, just like I like them, just with a little brown on them. So at this point, I'm going to be adding in 1 cup of the dry white wine. And we're going to let that simmer for a little bit until it cooks down, probably about maybe 2/3 of what we've got in there now. Okay. Everything in that pot has married together right nice, so it's time to put in my crawfish. So we're just going to kind of dump them in. Ooh, yeah. Give them just a little stir there to make sure they're all in that delicious broth. And alrighty, it could actually cook down just a little bit longer, but I'm ready to get this over with. A chick is starving. So, I'm gonna go in and add in 1 cup of heavy whipping cream. Gonna give this a little stir. Make sure all the onions are down in there. And now we're gonna let that cook for, like I said, probably about 3 to 5 minutes. Okay, here we are preparing our replica of our Dragos charbroiled oysters. As you can see, I have I have 6 oysters here. I have melted down 1 stick of butter. I'm going to add garlic, oregano, and black powder. I will then spoon that mixture onto my oysters. I'll stick them in the oven probably, I'm thinking about 10 minutes or so. They'll be done when they actually puff up and they kind of curl up on the sides. Once I bring them out of the oven, I will top them with, of course, some Parmesan cheese. If you have Romano cheese, you can do that as well. And also, to make it pretty, a little parsley. Okay, my cream sauce cooked long enough. So I emptied in my mussels. I'm just giving them a little stir. They are actually pre-cooked. It, again, is the little packaging in Walmart. I think it's only like $5, and this is what you get in that, which is more than enough for me and my son. So I'm going to let that simmer up and bubble, mix it up a little bit more, and those are almost ready. My oyster mixture is prepared, and here I'm just going to pour a little bit to be sure they all get in there. And then just dump it all as you go. But you know how seasonings float down to the bottom, so want to be sure you get all of that goodness out of there. Those are going to be delicious. Okay, my oysters are out. They smell delicious. Well, I think my whole house is smelling like, I don't want to use Smackalicious because that's B-Love's sauce or packet seasoning, but my house is smelling like that. So as you can see, I've already topped it with the Parmesan cheese. I cannot wait to taste.